Hello, this is Melissa Brown, your soul love coach, and I'm joining you today to talk about what I know is an important topic in the realm of relationships and your emotional wellness. And so, one of the questions that I get on a regular basis from women that I work with is, when do you know when it's time to just let it go? And if you have been wondering and kind of pondering the answer to that question in the realm of particularly your romantic relationships, even though some of the principles that I'm going to share can apply to some other things that you might need to let go of as well. Definitely in the realm of friendships, any kind of human interaction that you may have, you might even be able to apply it to whether or not it's time to leave that employer. Um, there are a number of things that I think today you're going to be able to apply the principles to the question, is it time to let go? And one of the things that I want you to take a look at is, do they really want to change? I think that is one of the key questions that you have to ask yourself is, do I want it more than they want it? And particularly in the realm of relationships, I'm not going to ask you to out yourself, but how many times have you worked harder for changing another person than they have worked for themselves? How many times have you wanted God's best for somebody and they didn't want it for themselves? And so, if you are spending a whole lot of time in your relationships trying to make somebody want it, can I tell you a little something today? Maybe they don't want it. Maybe they really don't want it as bad as you want them to want it. Maybe you want it more for you. Maybe you need it, but they don't want it. And so I want you to just kind of take a look at the way you're showing up in your relationships, the way that the energy, the efforting that you are putting in trying to get someone to change. And change is an inside job. So you really can't convince anyone to change. And just because a person knows they need to change doesn't mean they want to. It doesn't mean they want to. And for all of my ladies out there who have been in love with somebody's potential, let me remind you that you're not in relationship with their potential. Because guess what? Everybody has potential. Homeless person on the street has potential. The corner boy on the corner has potential. The question is, are they that person? Are they the person that actually wants to change? One of my really good girlfriends really helped me to learn this lesson a few years back because I'm a social worker. That's my background. I love helping people. I love seeing people transform. And I remember a time that I would get so frustrated working, whether it be for clients when I was out in the community. I mean, I would be hustling, I would be going to work early, staying late. And back in that time, I was, working in people's homes. So I would come in their homes. I would just be doing everything I could possibly do to show them another way. And at the end of the day, there were things that they had to do. And there was always something, for there were a few people that they just never could do what they needed to do. So no matter how much I did my part, they never did their part. And one of the number one rules of social work or any kind of emotional work that you may be doing is you never work harder than your clients, because we are here to facilitate change, not change you. And in those early days, I was working harder than my people. I was working harder for some of the clients that I had than they were working for themselves. And what that really creates is codependency. So for all y'all who are covering codependent, where it's like, I really need you to be okay, and they really need you to keep on doing what you're doing. And it's a vicious cycle where nobody really changes and nobody really wins or transforms. And so I want to invite you to take that same principle and really ask yourself, am I working harder at this relationship than they are? Am I the only one who seems to be talking about change? Am I the only one who's in counseling, in coaching groups? Am I the only one talking to the pastor, the only one reading the books, listening to the podcast? Am I the only one trying to up level and then trying to get them to have the appetite for it? When the reality is their behavior is letting you know they don't really want it. Why they don't want it is none of your business. It is your responsibility to not waste any time with people who don't want what you want. Because part of your assignment in this season is to stay aligned, is to stay on the path that you have been placed on. And part of the ways that the enemy begins to distract you is, number one, with discouragement and distraction. Those are the two number one weapons that the enemy uses to get you off your path. And so if he can't keep you discouraged, because some of us, we got enough faith and we carrying faith for other people who don't have enough faith, then what he will do is to have you just so distracted that you're always playing 911. You're always on the rescue mission. You're always trying to pull somebody else up. And you're so busy trying to help them that you end up neglecting you. So maybe you need to ask, do they even want this? Maybe you need to take a look at that, even as you look at how you're parenting, working harder on some of your kids' homework projects and things that need to be done for school than they are. Am I working harder at this than you? And if the answer is yes, then I know something has to change. And maybe I'm the one who needs to step back and let it go. The second thing I really want you to know is that change, transformation, is an inside job. Nothing from the outside can come in and make you want anything. We have to want it on our own insides. You have to decide whether or not you want it in your own heart. And so if you have been efforting and really spending a lot of time and a lot of energy trying to get somebody to want what they don't really want, even though their words may be saying that they want it, but their actions say something different, the video and the audio don't really match. One of the things I want you to be aware of is that their actions are a reflection of their heart posture. Because when you really want to change, nobody outside of you needs to convince you. When you really want what you say you want, I don't have to have an outside stimulation to make you do the right thing. And so, again, I want you to be able to really genuinely assess and use wisdom as you decide, is it time to let go? Because you have to be able to look at, is the person showing me their heart posture just ain't right? Their heart posture is still selfish. Their heart posture is still trying to be right. Their heart posture still wants whatever they want, even though they're telling you something different. Because people's actions really reveal their heart. And a heart change is an inside job. No matter how bad you may want them to change, you cannot change another person's heart. Only God can do that. And here's the final thing that I really want you to take a look at as you begin to ask yourself, is it time to let it go? And this is really a big question, especially if you struggle with codependency. But are you wanting something for them that in reality you really need and want for yourself. I can't tell you the number of powerhouse, successful women, and I'm using that word loosely, not in the sense of their accomplishments on their resume, but just in their sense of being. That these are smart, gifted, intelligent women who have spent so much time and energy trying to help a brother up, so to speak. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you are trying to pull somebody else up when you're still on the ground floor, something is wrong with that. And a lot of times we're trying to push people forward. We're trying to push people to their next level, and you still on your old level. And what we're wanting for them is really something you need for yourself. And remember, in the realm of relationships, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So if you are connected to someone who's inconsistent, if you're connected to somebody who says one thing but does another, I think it's time for you to take a look at yourself and say, where am I inconsistent with me? I'm getting so agitated and irritated about what other people are doing and what they're not doing. Maybe I need to look at the level that I'm vibing on. Maybe I better look at the energy that I'm putting out. That maybe my frustration because I'm watching my partner not live to their highest potential is because guess what? I'm not living mine either. And I'd rather spend my energy trying to push you than to work me. This is your season to do your own work. You can't want it for them and ignore it for you. This is your season to practice your own work equity, to put your own push ups in, to put your own pen to the paper, for you to do for you what you have been spending so much time and energy trying to get other people to do for themselves. Like, really, that's going to do something for you. It's time for you to elevate. It's time for you to let them go so you can grab hold of you. It's time for you to stop trying to mind their business so you can mind your own. It's time to stop pushing other people to the next level while you still stand still. Hello. Let me know that you can relate, that you recognize it's time to do something different. It's time to change. It's time to make a shift. Let go of wanting more for others than they want for themselves. Let go of spending all this time and energy trying to create somebody else's life while you're ignoring your own. It is time for you to live your absolute best life. And if this message really resonated with you, I want to ask you to I want to ask you to share it. Please subscribe to the Soul Love channel. We want to get more of these messages on your emotional wellness out there. It's time for your soul to be at peace. It's time for you to stop being at war with yourself. And if you are ready for that and more, I want to invite you to my 5-day emotional detox that is free. It's happening starting the 14th of February in 2022. We're going to go for 5 days, just sharing some really key principles to help you to let it go, help you to detox yourself emotionally, and to really key in on the soul wounds that keep you in those same repeat patterns. It is time for you to heal, and it is time for you to be made whole. I hope you will join me. You can check out the link in the description for this video so that you can just get in, be a part of the 5 days of emotional detox with me. It's free, but when you put your name into when you click the link and put your information in, it just ensures that you will get all of the life work, all of the soul work, so that you can do what you need to do for you. Take care. Bye bye.